Ale petition lulu nyongol sambale institutional do pour isi actilam. So how far ale mong results lesoro?
Buba nga petition lulu lesafi. Fula tata the office of the president and yung letter flow are directly addressed to the office of the president when the oil scandal ti aning fanang the AKI, that is the 66 plus children that died since 2022 and recommendational keta National Assembly investigational ke recommendational keta but hani bi victim recently from muna na fong ngoda dun jewling ngajere National Human Rights Commission la report obon annual report obon and part of it they recommend that the government should engage government nyanta katare eninying dinul alfale diamo because in yobe ko hani sa justice man sodo dinul la fa and dinul man fa ning because ila watu le sida dinul fatal because tilimbali ani boro mu manya na dunda banko kon wala dunda banko ka so naraka National Assembly safi ni haklo bato Sanji Killing Koma Madi Jobate Babukar Nyang aninta fon Omar Kamara nga petition safi du nga samba National Assembly petition be dending ka kenol la talaro nyim banko kan ka kisi and kaje ko man sakunda loi so there is a Lands Act and Land Act mu fo wolem banko ding characteristics le biye mu yalon ko ni yol meet requirement le biye mu yol meet is that no Lands Commission through that act ye keno apply pour keno so ni atri ba yiri wandila no ni atri ba lola no and nata kaje ko buba nyim banko kan dal tel fukarul bukawo access soto ka loi tamandika corral soto wala ka kenol soto bari minister nin director nin politician ol be kenol soto la dula di ko jabu government resaflet wala nin keno bi jam pour government ya yiri wandi ay mol mako yala ni taraje ka jele ko minister kenol soto wotol bi nga nin lettero safe wala petition di nga samba National Assembly the National Assembly clerk mang del jabi wala del three activists mu ya kenong in 2024 gala nata ka jiko was still an important thing man naka foko na man sakunda dukulal manya naka kenol soto bari ni ajibe minister be nyim banko kan janaka ke minister ay keno so wala ay korra so dole practically ni na ka jibe fran nke jo kolo munna is sufficient ka korra say ano Lands Act fana wo fele momun sembo man korra di ano la te kodo so no la amang fankamaya wala mang kodo so ka korra san nyanta ko mosi falle mako so nara ko faransa ve to the National Assembly we did not get any response and then come in president office ma response to follow nara ko faransa ve ma response to then nara ka safero ke to National Sport Council because it's the omnibus body but the target mo munito wala GFF ni nara ka jibe nyim banko kan jang ni ali be dunia ko no buba footballo ka fondinke jamale mako ke yiri wandi but ke la banko ni la komol fana yiri wandi let's say for example hande la klina jibe nga yankuba minte jibe 2 years ago anin bi yankuba minte la live benyami nga Musa Baro nyol jibe so footballo sembintu ya kaje ko na fonninkel mu yalan ko ye nyatilim footballo la ela nyatilim ji ay yiriwa akumada bakel na la ka jibe ko accusation ka kele wala tumarol ka kele mumbe dending ka ko GFF kata nyami e ko kata ku la project ko mol ke ko so mu yalan ko be interesting football la bundal naraka safero ke ka fo ko football mu kule mu yalan ko akumaya dale nyim banko kan ni yiru wala fakata nyato surtout funding ke la ma famola so nyanda ko fana investigate and the fifth one wala safero ke to galga wala association of local government authorities in the Gambia and fortunately and unfortunately, will they respond?
Which one? Fortunate or unfortunate?
Both. It's a good thing they responded quickly to our petition, and also they raised concern that we acknowledge that they are not an oversight authority. We will agree that probably we could have redirected Commission letter to Ministry of Local Government or local the local government service commission.
You agreed that you made a mistake.
So I will clear that. I don't think it's in fact a mistake because it was going to be a mistake if they tell us.
You agreed.
No. So no, in ko as keno. But why I'm saying that, no. I'm because I will come to that. You see, GALA does write a statement, and they did not know that it was statement of Italy from contradictory for parita.
How?
I will have to read the statement. I will have to read the statement for you so that we are clear first on what route I am taking, right? When I read this statement, that's why I did not make a comment. I saw people dragging GALA. That is very obvious. And then if you have a mistake, GALA is not Robert. We are not Angel Jibril.
Yeah, but that's why you should acknowledge
what I'm saying is, I said, probably we could have done this, but when I read the report or the letter, let's see what Galga wrote under their oversight, because for Galga they can take people to court. What we said, Galga should join the fight for transparency and accountability and support legal bodies. Let's say we said collaborate with audit report. Buba, collaborate with audit report. You claim to be, they said they don't have an oversight authority, then they should change their name. They should not be Association of Gambia Local Government Authority. Authority has a legitimacy, and that legitimacy is supposed to be defined.
The name doesn't define what the institution do.
But that's what I'm telling you. If they say an association, we could understand. But if wherever authority comes, authority is exercised.
But Saibo, I don't know. Galga is not a body me along ko. It's a corruption or fight no. Like for example, Galga, and then that's why I will come. Have you read the report?
Just
let me come. Even a report Galga. Mil bije walem council sol, isn't it?
Exactly.
Alba fokan na nying council sol, corruption of the world. Fonde. So how can they investigate councils me alongo, corruption of the world? It will form a wall. How are they going to do that?
Accountability is external, but accountability is internal. I should be able to.
So can you investigate yourself like
no? And that's what I'm coming to. And that's why I said
corruption
our language, and that's why I said I will acknowledge our mistakes, maybe on the language of the letter, but there is nothing wrong with addressing a letter of accountability and transparency to Galga. This is Galga's report, right? Established in on September 3rd, 2022, the association gained its legal status September 7. Galga served as a vital platform for promoting cooperation, accountability, and transparency among local government councils.
Among local government councils.
Yes. Now you're telling me that it's wrong to address a letter to you and say your local government councils, your government local council that made up that association need accountability and transparency in their local government councils, take action. And you're telling me you don't have that authority, but now you're reminding us, because when we say accountability and transparency, what we said, like one of the talking point, let's say probably where we said investigate, right? That one point, that's just one point there. We have a mistake there. Maybe the investigation is not the most appropriate word, but collaborate with audit report. It's just like today, let's say for example, UTG-SU. Let's say for the UTG-SU is the umbrella body that fight the welfare of the students, but may not have a disciplinary action authority over students. But let's say today a student is accused of rape or malpractice in the university. The SU should be able to help the management and the disciplinary committee in ensuring that transparency and accountability hold on.
It's completely different.
No.
The thing is,
Buba, let me land.
No, you've already landed.
No, I've not landed.
Okay,
I'm reading what Galga said. I repeat.
Okay.
Maybe the language and the point we said Galga can investigate alongside, we have it that wrong. But Galga, as a body, because this council is what comprises of Galga. All right? So Galga should have, as an association, should protect the integrity of the individual members of the council by ensuring that they advise, but also support accountability mechanisms in councils, right? And then that's why when they say they have no oversight authority or regulatory body, we accept. But now, how is their intention of the accountability and the transparency they talk about among council members? How do they do that if they don't have an authority? Because you're telling me you don't have a regulatory body. Now you're telling me you have an accountability and transparency role to play. Conflict in that statement.
There is a local government service commission.
So I agree. I will come to that. I will agree, Buba, that part of our language may not be appropriate. But absolutely saying addressing that letter to Galga is not appropriate is misleading, because Galga is part of their priorities is accountability.
But then you say, yes, there was a mistake, then we accept and we move on.
Listen, I don't dodge accountability.
But you accept that there was a mistake.
I said already. The language, part
but
of it.
In fact, the thing is, of course, Omar, the thing is, local government council sol bitaka and science and intending. Now, if you write to them, let's say it will you write to them, you go and investigate corruption. There is already an ongoing commission me along ko bitaka ngamam pare. Now, how do you expect them? Hanatra, for example, Ale Mansa Kundale Save. Let's say you Ale Local Government Service Commission Save, or you've written to the government. There is already a commission. So Munatina Atol with all the people that you have, Munatna Atol Mo detect no ko. This is a mistake because there is already a commission that is on.
So Buba, have you read the petition to the GALA?
Of course I did.
Exactly. Have you seen the portion that talks about we acknowledge that there is a local government council going on?
Yes,
However,
I've seen
right. So what we are trying that's what I'm trying to say. These are so that's the thing. The council is going on. But there is nothing wrong. What we cannot happen is to conclusively hold people accountable, but we can send caution messages. And that's one of the reasons why we send that letter.
You're telling them to investigate.
No, that's what so I think I acknowledge that part, that the breakpoint one on our petition must be a language and wording problem of saying investigate. But the intention is not to ask those people to investigate. We're human. We acknowledge that mistake. But I'm saying all other points, GALA saying only that they are an accountability and transparency body as part of their mandate among themselves. All the other black points we put in that petition suit their because today GALA as an association should be able to have the audit report to ensure that councils cooperate among themselves and give evidence that will investigate audit reports. They should be able to be ready to ensure that let's say for example GALA should have played a role. I don't know if they do when Ahmed Bensouda and then KMC had an issue with Senator Martin and then the government. GALA could have played a non-status role, a non-regulatory role in that to ensure if Talib was right, they defend Talib to the core, accountability and transparency. But if Talib is wrong, they should be able to also advise Talib on the basis of the fact that they are an umbrella body that promote the welfare of the local government councils, including accountability and transparency. And that's why if I was going to respond to GALA, I was going to ask them how is their mandate on accountability and transparency look like? Because if you're telling me we are writing to you as the wrong authority, but part of that letter you are telling us okay. And then for us, GALA, after all what we ask for is accountability and transparency, and there is no one way to do that. So GALA is not absolutely the wrong place to take the letter, but probably the languaging.
No.
And then the investigation part of it, we acknowledge that's a mistake.
There's a mistake that you are telling them to investigate. You agreed with that?
Yes.
And I think, in fact, the later, personally, I think the later Nyantatara is the Local Government Service Commission, or maybe the line ministry, because Nil can investigate. Even this commission, it's not GALA. Commission but is Masakunda. So that's what I'm saying.
I want to clear this. And then that is why. Let me just clear one thing.
Just say there was a mistake.
There was a mistake. I want to clear one thing. Let me just clear this thing. And then also that corroborate that we know that we have a local government service commission. We know that we have a Ministry of Local Government. You know why we went to GALA? The purpose is, and I repeat, saying they should investigate is a mistake. But the purpose is for them to have an indoor discussion and tell things, because if the report is out after the commission, I know I cannot take that report to GALA to act on. I will take it to the ministry, the service commission, or the office of the president. I know that. So that's why I said the purpose of that letter is not to investigate. If that is there, GALA is not an angel association. GALA, come Buba, come any other person, and we are bound to make mistakes, regardless of how many heads are there. Government makes mistakes with all of the excuses.
It's good that you agree that you agree. So what are you going to do with that now? What are you going to do with that?
So you know, the issue of the local government councils, we don't want to take a certain step until the commission is done. And that is why I repeat, if you read our petition, the intention is a cautious one, to caution and to say, okay, the association, because at that association is where Yankuba sits. It's where Talib sits. It's where Rohi Malik Lo sits. It's where Mohammed Inbase sits. So if we send them a letter and say, look, accusations are coming from your councils, without coming out to completely just look at the investigative part and say we do not have a regulatory mandate, they could have also sit over it if they are serious about accountability within themselves. That's the point. And then moving forward, we wait for the commission to finish. Because in the first place, that's our position. No, and then that's what we are doing. But while the commission is going on, there is nothing wrong with cautioning people. Then it's just like if you say, now, when Rohi Marik Law went to the commission, or when Yankuba goes to the commission, or when Saibo goes to the commission and says something, nobody should go on Facebook and question it. We should wait. No comments should be made on the commission until the commission is back. Commissions don't run like that. People will have their own say, and also sending alerts and being cautioning people doesn't mean investigating them. Of course, the investigative part of it, I wish I could have deleted that part of the petition. It's absolutely a mistake. Acknowledge, take responsibility, and we're moving.
Okay. So saying the other mistake that you did is the acute injury. The matter is before the court, ale petition or survey. And you already know Abuka discuss now. Why did you do that? That's another mistake.
So there are two ways to accountability, Buba. There are recommendations that need to wait for the court validation to be implemented. Right?
With recommendations.
Let's say, for example, the recommendation to regulate the Pharmacies Act. Right? And regulatory of importation of medicine in this country.
But remember, you are telling these people to investigate this and do something about it.
No, we don't say the investigation is done. We are asking them to implement.
So there is already a court case ongoing.
No.
You cannot implement.
So Buba, no. I know. I don't know. I'm not a legal person. But what I'm saying is, we are not challenging the legality in the court. What is in court? What we are asking for is the implementation of what can happen civilly outside court. So
what do you think they can implement within the days that you gave them? Because you gave a certain number of days.
So let's say, for example, people responsible, we are supposed to be punished or held accountable. That did not happen. Two.
Only the courts can do that.
No, listen. The court is not the court that can say that the minister was wrong and the minister need to be fired. Not the court.
No, what I'm saying is... Just let me come.
Listen.
For example, new victim soul co. My young entire court. The court is ongoing.
That's what I'm saying. About
decide whether someone should be punished or not. Whether they will be compensated or not.
No.
So what do you like?
So the thing is, the court, the victims went to court in the first place because the political will from the government were nunje. We should have not get to the court. Yes. You understand? Court manyana kananan. But saying the victim will tada court. Ye case ni sama court kaje ko mansa kunda law ya je ko justice serve, right? Outside court civilly, people should be able to still engage the government. Kaje ko you implement, because you understand the court will not say that okay, we give a valid for the government to revise the Pharmacies Act or drugstore implementers act or whatsoever the act is called. The court will not give that verdict, right? The court will give the verdict that the victims have a right for justice, and justice is supposed to be served. You understand? So I don't think us writing to the office of the president for implementation have anything to do with the court case, right? So I understand that, and then also you need to understand, is that case a civil case or a criminal case? It's a civil case. It's criminal cases that people don't have a take on if they are going to court.
No, this is not a take. This is about you telling them to do something that is before the court.
So that's what I'm saying. It's before the court, but it's not. The lawyers will listen to me, and the lawyers can help me with this. I will be stand to be corrected. But it's a criminal court. It's a criminal case that people should stay off with, regardless. But a civil wait.
I'm not even so. I'm not also a lawyer. But what I'm saying is this is a different thing.
So let me land.
You are talking about like if the court, the case is before the court. Right?
No, that is if the case is a criminal case.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right? I'm not a lawyer, I'm not sure of that. But what I'm saying is now you are telling these people to do something about it, something that is before the courts. Is different from talking about the case. You understand?
Exactly.
It's completely different.
So let me help you. Buba. It's a civil case. It's not a criminal case. Today, if we succeeded in the government implementing, we save the victims time and energy of going to the court. They can easily withdraw the case.
You want them to withdraw?
No, I'm not. Listen to me, Bua.
Okay, okay. You can repeat.
If the matters they have taken to court, and then now GALA have succeeded in having government settle them out of court, we have saved them the energy, Buba.
Well, I think that's what I'm saying. So I think once government engaged and it was not successful, you know, there is a ADR. There's ADR.
So I'm also telling you that the matter is going to court. It's a civil matter. That's why Human Rights Commission could put in their report that they still recommend that the government engage the victims. I don't know if you have read that report. So that's what I'm telling you. There is nothing wrong with us writing the petition about that case, even though the case is going to court. Exactly.
You know, there is ADR. Damia Lonko, like na lafta alsitano alek kacha alsibeng. Nimbanyina government yenyil engage lenung about this, and it was not successful. So court case nimbe continue kang. Like, I don't think they can do anything about this before court case nimbe banna.
No.
That's what I don't think.
No. I don't think that is accurate, Buba.
They can about this case that is ongoing. I mean, I don't think they can do anything.
So I have been following the AKI stuff. In fact, I was one of the activists that led it from the beginning before I left for my studies, right? But in Tada, I lose touches at some point because of studies and all of that. I don't exactly know what the court case is exactly based on right now, whether it's a general recommendation or just that they took the court. Also, we need to differentiate that it had a court level because in the banter like already they went to court based on the recommendations of the investigation report. You understand? If they have just been to court because ila dimul bantal imam femmo imam fenje, okay, that's a separate thing. But niatare itara court le ila kota sunta muna wala inside recommendation or bondi dale why man sakunda ye bank or recommendation or
why did you find out that before you wrote that petition? Buba, listen. I don't know cases like general Buba alia long exactly you tata court general so that you are able to know.
We know they're going to court, but even if they're going to court,
but you don't know exactly.
So that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's a civil case regardless.
Yes.
And a civil case is not like a criminal case where you say it's at court we cannot say anything. Just like, let's say for example, if it is a rape case.
No, it's not about saying something, but what will come out of what you said.
That's what I'm saying.
About this petition.
I think we need to conclude this.
Yeah.
That I stand on the ground of our position that there is nothing wrong with having to petition the government about that. If the implementations, now the government listen to us and implement.
I'm telling you something is wrong.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's something
there's nothing. I can go anywhere with anybody legally, morally. There's nothing wrong with that. Unless if the case is a criminal case, which is not.
So did you get any reply from them?
No, we don't get any reply. We don't get any reply from government.
Okay. Alid, how many days did you learn?
90 days.
90 days. So woman see for. So apart from GALA, there is no other institution Mial Jabi follow.
Yeah, institution Jabi follow.